coming to me, I'll be honest, quite upset with.
Just walk in.
No, we shout at people all the time for knocking.
No, I know. But oh.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Meeting here.
Oh, hey,
Hey, this is a
babe. How
nice
you
new
doing?
couch.
It is howdy.
This is a nice couch. Is Monroe it? All right, never mind.
All right.
Frost, you doing good there, mate? Settling in?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Do you want me to get him to stand up for you?
No, they're fine. They're coming down here for a meeting here.
Oh, okay. I'll yeah, but that's my take on it. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. That's how I feel on it at the moment. At the end of the day, I spoke with the BTSO about this too. I think a big thing does lie on the marshals about this, and I did try and speak to Gunner about it, but being very very honest with you guys, he decided to walk away when me and Sean tried to have a grown-up conversation with him.
These guys got any food?
He walked away.
Yeah. Yeah, so Danielson, the justice. So yeah, we tried to have a conversation with him.
Really?
We invited him up to City Hall to have a chat. He said, "Oh, I'm about to clock off duty.
I'm so hungry.
Can you come down to the marshal's office?" I was like, "Yeah, no problems." We came down there. We tried to have a grown-up conversation with him, and then he walked off trying to I don't know. It was just very childish and very unprofessional. So it is what it is. I just thought I'd let you guys know my opinions on it. I hope you don't find like me posting you as particularly offensive, but that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
Oh man.
Interesting.
All right.
You may want to. I'd probably get them to stand up off that sofa. I'll leave you guys. Have your meeting.
What?
Junior.
Appreciate you guys' time.
All right.
Why is he saying y'all should stand up?
I think he is upset that I fuck his husband more than him.
Yep.
Oh,
we don't need to speak about these personal matters in this.
I gave him a blowjob last night.
No, he has keys,
The
sir.
fuck?
He has
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
that is true. A damn good one at that.
You told me you don't like those.
I mean, it depends. I just don't want to. Anyways, y'all don't.
Yeah, you don't need to
that.
hear about all personal matters.
Yep.
That's fine.
Fuck happened to your hair,
Yeah,
Max?
I'd rather not.
What happened to the
The
Well, you had going for a while.
braided ponytail.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's make it clear here, okay? There's no swearing in this office. $1,000 per swear goes to a swear jar. Okay?
Oh shit.
Well, please let's refrain from swearing in here.
Yeah,
Wait, what am I at right now so I can clear it straight away?
Yeah, how
You're
much
at
does it
5,000
cost?
at the moment?
I'm at 5,000. What's not at?
Can you pay mine too?
No,
Axel's
I
at
we
10K right now.
Oh wait, how much is it per swear?
1,000.
Babe,
What?
we made about like 4 mil this week just from those 2 raids.
yeah,
Want to
we
grab
did.
some?
You know what's crazy? I ain't trying to. My nights. You know how much money the Blaine County Sheriff's Office made this week? This ain't even like a flex. This is just like how much good work we've been doing.
How much?
$3 million.
Good.
That's
Yep.
fucking crazy, right?
Yep.
That's great. That's
We did
Not
a
made-
5
texting you
mil
when they get
charge and
95s?
we did 3 mil charge.
Knight made
yesterday.
$2 million of it from 2 raids somehow.
Well, yeah, because it was the 5
me
mil
guess.
bill. No, that doesn't. No,
Only get
that one
25%?
wasn't from that week. Yeah, because
But 25%
'cause Sunday-
fucking 7 mil.
yeah. Oh,
you just
yeah.
put 5,000 down.
I did, yeah.
Okay, you're at 2 again.
How the fuck am I at 2 again?
You're at 3 now.
Fuck's sake, Chief.
4.
Like, we're trying to have a professional meeting here. We don't need to
That's
pocket watch this whole time.
Oh my God.
I've sworn way too much lately. That needs to stop.
When the hell did you swear?
I never hear you swear. You like one of those straight edge
No,
guys.
I've heard him swear.
Oh, yeah, Miss Mars said that you did say
Oh,
a few
yeah.
swear words.
Jesus fucking Christ. What
Holy
was
shit.
that?
I actually don't even think I used the swear word. Okay?
No, he
She-
didn't.
I can relate
he did
what
not
she
swear
said.
at her.
So
I
she
held back
said
quite
that
a
she
bit with her.
tried to escort you out, and
She
you
did
said
escort him
She
out.
grabbed me and-
She
and
drug him down
pulled
the
me out.
hallway.
and you said something like, "Oh, what was it?
Get your damn hands off me.
No, apparently you were
Not
like,
like that.
stay in your fucking lane or some
He
shit
did
like
not say that. Are you kidding me?
that. Well, that's
I
what she
don't-
said.
He absolutely did not say that. And that was after she walked away. And he said, who the hell does she think she is? She came and I was like, she's just the chief of EMS, whatever. She came back, I'm the chief of EMS. And he's like, well, you need to stay in your lane. That's what he told her. Don't ever put your hands on me again.
Yeah, but
Never
isn't that
swore at her.
literally her lane though? That like
Oh,
little
Jesus
hallway.
Christ.
No,
How's-
it's not actually. EMS does not own the hospital. Once again, are we going
Wait,
back through this
what?
again?
Wait, who the hell owns it then?
Doctors are the ones
doctors.
that work there. EMS drive the
It's,
little
uh,
ambos around.
'Cause I think that's an area they work in, but I think either way.
We had to
Shouldn't be
break
touching
the
people.
damn doors down 3 days
Yeah.
ago just
Max,
to
Right.
get inside.
Her lane is the emergency lane. Okay.
do you know who the IB for King is?
What?
Do you know this like whole thing, like the new IB for King?
Oh shit!
I don't know what you're talking
I'm sorry,
about.
the what?
Kingsman, your LSPD officer, just emailed me saying, "Evening, Sheriff. Kingsman here. I just got back from Ibiza and found a random picture on my Instapic camera. Didn't realize I ran
Oh
into you.
shit!
Small world. Anyway, see you at work tomorrow. Look at this shit. He thinks he's funny, Miss Maxwell. You see this? That is not me. Well, I'm sorry. Let me send it to the room. You think that looks like me? I think he's being an asshole.
What the fuck?
I don't see any resemblance at all.
Yeah, no, I don't really see a resemblance.
Yeah, these fucking small kids. You
Oh,
see?
that is Blaine County in the background.
Yeah, it is, but that ain't me. That must be someone
Oh,
else in the sheriff
shit.
hat.
Yeah.
No, he must just be mistaken.
Yeah.
It's right there for people if they need it.
Thank you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
So let's get this talk off the ground real quick. So I'm gonna get my point across. Me and Maxwell have already spoke on this, but just so we can get the room at the same pace, and I'm gonna send you the pictures too, just so you have them to
Oh,
reference.
you really don't even need to send pictures because I've seen them. They're bad.
Okay, so
I've seen plenty of them.
I joined the call to basically something that me and Maxwell and I have spoke about in your absence is during certain calls like the 37 Alpha, where it's initially meant to be 6 units plus Air 1, we have been encouraging a command or high command member to join the call as like a 7th, but attach in a way where we aren't involved, we aren't doing comms, we aren't calling out vehicles, but we're there strictly to monitor the GPS, see how the comms are going, and see what everyone's doing, just so we can understand what's going wrong. The other day, Maxwell sent me a photo. This was a scene that I was actually the primary car in the pursuit, so I couldn't obviously be the primary vehicle on the pursuit and check unit numbers and the GPS, obviously, because I had a car to follow. But during this time, there were 16 units. And now this definitely isn't officers because there's not just going to be units outside of a car on a freeway. So there's 16 units heading up to my location where the 37 Alpha had crashed outside Purple Dinosaur and broke down. So that's the first one. Then obviously today, the armored vehicle broke down on the freeway near the casino, and there was 21 units or officers surrounding the vehicle. Then, after one of the interference vehicles broke off, a few units pursued that, and they got it boxed. So this is a white Ferrari GT, 1 times occupied on Harwick Avenue. 1 interference vehicle with no interference helping this vehicle. I was literally right there. There is 11 units surrounding.
I'm just gonna be honest with you,
one
Frost. You don't even need to
vehicle.
explain these situations.
No, I know. I'm just trying to paint
They're-
a picture so you
they're
are up to speed
egregious.
with
They are.
where me and Maxwell were. Now, I checked the assigned units on the card. It was 8. So obviously that's 13 less than was at the freeway. And then people have been trying to argue with me that, well, there was loads of people doubled up. So I checked dispatch at the time of the call, and there was 2 units on the call that were actually doubled
who's
up.
arguing with you?
No, these are like counter arguments. Like Peters was saying, well, I was doubled up. And someone came to Stevie and said, well, there was doubled up units. And who said that to you, Stevie?
To be honest, I can't remember the name exactly.
Okay, that's
I mean,
fine.
Spark. It might be Sparks.
But my point is, if their argument to excessive numbers is we were doubled up, they're basically admitting that they didn't do the basic of their job to assign themselves to a dispatch card. It doesn't make it any better. Like, either way, you fucked up. Like, there's no way around it. And obviously there's then this unclear guide on. Me and Maxwell thought that we all had this conversation and it was very much kept at 10 units, 4 for interference. Apparently you didn't agree with that. I didn't know about this, and you said normal interference.
I mean, I don't see why it'd be any different. Why not have normal interference? Two
because
per
this
vehicle?
is happening, right?
Well, I mean, that's going to happen on any call then.
I agree.
People
agree.
can't
why
self-regulate
we're
themselves
talking
and we
about it.
can't manage it, then I mean, we need to get
Especially-
harsher with it. Start sending
Yeah.
people
All
off
right.
duty or send them off for a shift if you can't, self-regulate.
Well,
pay attention to what's
I
going
feel
on.
like I'm
Me-
missing context here because I remember that picture that was shown. This is the picture with the Los Santos Freeway. Is that right?
Yeah.
So how many interference cars were there and how many vehicles?
There was
And
4 interference and at the freeway and the broken down armored vehicles. So a total of 5 vehicles, a total of like 6 individuals, and then 21 officers.
Mm.
So that situation would call for what? 14
That looked like
units.
a 78 call.
Right. I mean, you're going to have those moments of everyone convening when, the primary vehicle flips, right? Everyone's going to show up to try
I'm
to flip them back
confused, and
over
this is
or
why
to
I'm
pick
glad
them
we're
up.
having the
At
meeting.
that point, you have all your interference cars, you have all your
Because didn't this
your
start by
primary
Turner
units are
saying
all
like
converging, your
there's an
parallels
issue
are
we
coming
need to
in.
send people off
It's going to be
duty?
messy.
And I'm asking, well, so what happened in this case?
That's
What?
going to happen. There's no avoiding that, right? It's a matter
Well,
of making sure that we are at our limit.
But now we're
Yeah,
good.
People
that's
are not
it.
going over.
All of a sudden.
And
Now-
then when the
So
primary
are we
vehicle
over?
goes out,
We're not over.
and they swap to a
Who
primary
led the
to another
scene?
vehicle, those 6
Who's
now
the
go
lead?
to that primary vehicle, right? The 2 people that were attached for interference, they break off.
Mm-hmm. And for example, in this call, 21 went to the flip vehicle, then 11 attached to 1 interference, right?
That's
It's sickening. It's not right.
it's not right. Yeah.
Me, Maxwell, King, and Peter slightly discussed this. Obviously, there is a few
We need a
options
unit
that we
cap,
can do, such as.
But we need to start
me,
going
King,
and talking.
Maxwell and Peters have already decided that we are literally just going to be fucking dispatch hall monitors on some of these
Yep.
calls and just cover it. A
We did
second is-
say that the sergeants were going to do this. Is
Yeah,
this we want to continue to do that?
we need it to be enforced.
Okay.
The other thing that we came to, seniors should be doing this. Officers should this should be a team effort to make sure the unit numbers are right.
Everyone should be doing it to themselves.
They
Forget
should.
about rank. They should be able to
I agree.
manage it themselves. Now, the people who should be actually stepping in and kicking people off calls, it can be anyone, frankly. But definitely your sergeants, your supervisors should be the ones who step in and really keep an eye on it.
and that's what we've tasked them to do. Now, the second option is like the problem that I see with someone attaching to a call and then a sergeant saying, "Hey, you weren't requested, get off the call." In my mind, I think that makes people think, "Oh, okay, so they told me to get off, but it doesn't really matter. I just left." But I'm gonna try it again because maybe one day I'll get away with it. We need to really find out who's doing it and send them off duty and make sure that we are setting examples of accountability so that people know that they will be held accountable if they do break this SOP. That's something that we need to figure out on how we're going to manage that. And a third thing was we kind of like this idea. Obviously, I don't know what your opinion is on it's going to be. How do you feel about us just putting, instead of like 2 per interference and all this type of shit, we just put a hard unit cap on everything? Like, for example, it's like, okay, there's a 37 alpha. Maximum that's going to be on there is 14 units. No ifs, no buts, no interference. Like, that's it. And that's a lot easier to then manage, because people can't say, oh, well, there was loads of interference, or this happened.
I
or
agree
this
with
happened.
them.
It's like, no, there was 14
I
units
agree with
on
that.
card on dispatch.
Yep.
If you are not on that card on dispatch, then you weren't on the call, but you were involved. Now we're going to hold you accountable.
I mean, you're talking about 2 less, and that's if they showed up with
No,
5.
no, that was just an example number. I don't like, forget the number. I mean, the
Okay.
concept of it.
I mean, I think we have to be flexible with what we deal with. You know, I really think the 2 per interference with a base response is fine. I don't think we change it. I think we enforce it, and we really make sure that people are abiding by those SOPs that we put forth.
So
Okay, and how do you feel we enforce it?
Well, we need to put it out there, an announcement, remind people. And if people continue to do it, either, you know, we can send them off duty for that shift. We can I mean, I think that's really probably the best answer.
Okay.
We've hammered this home so much that I don't think there is any more warnings.
No, there shouldn't be a single warning. Essentially, if we catch someone doing it, we send them off duty. That's it. Now, this is like a second point that I need to dive into that I've spoken to Peters about. Putting the jurisdictional shit behind, I obviously want the betterment of not only my department, but the whole PD, just like you would want it to, you guys. Like, we want everyone to be better, right? I am very forward with, if there is calls like this and it's my deputies doing this, I am fine with your command holding my department accountable and sending them off duty too. I just need to make sure that you are on the same page with my command doing that if needed as well. Obviously, it might only be BCSO who are silently attached, you know, it might only be LSPD, but if we want this to get better, we
Definitely
both have to be on the same page of holding other departments accountable. Because say if it's like my lieutenant who is overwatching the call and doing this, and then they send, I don't know, like Jack Voss off duty, and then he's like, well, yeah, this is in the city, this isn't your jurisdiction, then it's just a fucking argument over the radio, right? I think we need to very much be on top of, we can help each other in this case.
But when it's our own sergeants doing it, Sheriff, how are we supposed to, you know?
Send a sergeant off duty too. If they can't do it, then
I'm
fuck.
saying you're aware of this morning, and that was brought to you, I believe, right in front of me. Just saying, if it's happening with our own sergeants and they're being told, you know, or asked, why are you attaching when you were attached to interference, and then getting flack, this is why people don't like saying, hey, you shouldn't be doing XYZ, because then they're getting flack from people back on it, right?
So it's hard for, so you're talking about the Espino's Angel situation now.
Yes.
It's going to be blatantly more difficult for Espino's to send Angel off duty, I agree, but there is nothing holding Espino's back from saying, Angel, get the fuck off this call, and I would support that.
I think that's the route we should go. Not sending people off duty of a different department, send them off the call, and then get in contact with a command member from the respective department.
I agree with that.
This is the problem I'm having, right?
Still fall through with it. Send them off
I don't. Okay, I'm against this because I don't want Espino's having any
and maybe
any say
too,
on
just no
any
one's
of the
come to me about
deputies.
It's like, for example, Quangle did something bad the other day.
So I actually disagree.
And
I
Crane
like
tried to
Turner's
fix
idea
it
better.
with, I think,
There's too many
Spectre
dumb fucks in
and
command
Quangle,
in LSPD.
and he wasn't going to punish them. He followed the procedure and brought Sergeant Opal there too to make sure that an LSPD representative was there. And Inspector said something along the lines of,
the moment I heard
well,
Espino's is sending off Angel,
me anyway.
Fuck that
It's like,
shit.
we can't be saying, like,
hell
if one of
no.
my deputies said that to one of your sergeants, I would just dap them for fucking disrespecting you. I'll be honest. I don't think that's right. Like, it's not right. There's still a chain of command regardless of department that needs to be followed and respected. And if any of my deputies spoke to any of your command like that, I would be so fucking pissed, because it's not right.
we should still be respecting chain of command. Period.
I'm not saying just to clarify as well. I'm not shitting on the LSPD. I imagine my deputies are also a little arsehole sometimes too, without a doubt. I'm not saying they're perfect by no means. I just haven't heard about it, right? That's why I used the Quangle Spectre example.
Yeah, and he did try to call me down for that, and I asked him to get with a sergeant because I don't know why a captain's being called in for every little tiny freaking thing that happens in these departments.
No, there needs to be a chain of command. Like, people shouldn't be ringing you for arguments over a radio.
Right. Well, I was rang for it, and I got Opal on it because I was in the middle of other important things.
Who rang you? What, Crane?
Yes.
Yeah, so he shouldn't have done that.
I know. It's fine. I had Opal deal with it. And I'm aware, I'll make sure that Spectre is spoken to as far as that goes. But in the same, sentence, we're talking about this, Espinosa was primary and a sergeant and asked why she's, attaching to the primary pursuit. And she kind of, who the fuck are you to tell me attitude back at him.
I know, and I told him that I would deal with it, and he asked me not to.
Right,
but
I know that, but I'm saying the point is that it's happening everywhere, so it's not just people here with attitude; it's both places, both areas. Like, people are seeing it happen left and right. We're just not aware of it, right?
This is the thing, and I fully agree. And I think the reason that I haven't announced it to my department that if you are doing dumb shit, the LSPD they have my full support in holding you accountable is because I wanted you guys to be on the same page. Otherwise, just like, I didn't want to do that preemptively without us having this conversation. Otherwise, my department's going to think, why the fuck is it one-sided, right?
I told Crane I didn't have an issue with him handling that. However, I wanted a sergeant there because I was originally en route, and I said, you know what, let's get a sergeant. So yeah, I don't have that issue. I think they need to respect both chains of command 100%.
Yeah,
No, I agree. I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the exact same page. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right?
For my own clarity, because kind of went back and forth. Is it that because Turner, I believe you said if we see a issue with another department, we want like an officer in another department that department's command is notified and that department's command handles it, or is it that
it be handled jointly? So if you had an issue,
okay, awesome.
If you had an issue, you bring it up, say with an officer, you bring it up, or let's just say a sergeant brings it up with another sergeant in LSPD. Says, hey, I kicked him off this call. He attached to it silently. There's nobody. He never keyed up. It's not on the radio. Let's have a chat with him. Talk to him. If he did, send him off duty.
All right, I fuck with that. Yep.
All right. You think that's fair too, Maxwell? And then vice versa.
I think I'm open for seeing how it goes. Sure.
Yeah. I think it gives on one hand, if you're in a department, you're going to be comfortable with your own command present, right? But at the same time, those two members of commands in both departments being present makes it more fair. You know what I mean? And it lets them work together.
Hypothetical here.
Yep.
You call down a LSPD member. You say this is what happens. LSPD member, defends himself essentially with some way, shape, or form. Now we have command saying, no, let's not send him off duty from his respective department. How do we want to go about dealing with that?
I mean, in that case, like, wouldn't those two command members, like, they hear it out and then those two command members talk about it and then make a decision?
I don't think it should be like an argument, like, in front of
I just want to make sure we're not going
to. It should be like, for example, say one of my deputies does something wrong, and Sergeant Carter takes him into a room and then rings up Sergeant McQuillan to say, hey, just a quick one. One of your deputies have done this. Can you come down here so we can talk to them? They talk to them, and then the two command members come to a decision of what that punishment should be.
You did that this week, right, Maxwell? A couple times.
Hopefully no one in our command is unjust or acting on favoritism, right? And then it just gets to a solid answer, because at the end of the day, this isn't a thing to shit on people. This is like,
exactly.
We
need to hold people accountable.
Ensure things are being fixed. We have to hold people accountable in both departments. And we as high command especially, we can't be everywhere. I can't be seeing what my deputies be doing. You can't be seeing what your officers be doing. Same with you, Maxwell. Like, you are so busy all the time. You can't necessarily see what's going on at a bank truck or an armored truck, right? but maybe like it's a LSPD dominated scene, and there's like a few deputies on there, and that's where I think that this could work, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we give it a shot. If we run into issues, we can either fix it or roll back, whatever the case may be.
That's it.
So
we're
what's
saying communication, right? We're saying, okay, say I get on a call and I'm just being whatever, disrespectful, talking back to the primary. You guys are on the call and it's just causing issues. Are you going to tell me to break off, or are you going to send me off duty?
I think we start with just telling people to break off, and then I think as for the duty thing, that very much
I can't believe that there isn't a
depends
standard
on what
for
their
this is
response
blowing
is,
my
right?
mind.
If you send them off the
I
call
feel
because
like
they
this is
detect when they
like,
shouldn't, or they're
how
being
do we-
disrespectful, and they say
This
yes,
is
sir,
actually
yes, ma'am,
blowing
and
my
leave the
mind
call,
right now.
then
Generally,
that's fine, right?
that I
If
feel
they
like
are argumentative on the radio or go to like
that this is complicated.
it's very just that they've been sent off the call for a right reason, and then they play fucking mommy daddy and come to you and cry to you about it. Then it's like, okay, they didn't handle
Yep.
that professionally. How are we gonna fix this? Because like people shouldn't be up in their feels if they are being disrespectful to a lead or attaching when they shouldn't. They shouldn't then be emotional when they've been held accountable, right? And I think that is what we need to look out for, and that's what we need to fix.
May I provide a role play example?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you and me, Maxwell, we're like chilling here, and fucking. All right, who do we got? Jeb is like, oh my God, fucking Jebediah did some crazy shit. See, bring them both in here while you and I are here. We, assuming we were sergeants, right, in the scenario. We hear, all right, what happened, Jeb? All right, what happened, Obadiah? All right, here's some clarifying parts. All right, okay, leave the room. We discuss. All right, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's do this. They come in. All right, this is happening. Do you understand? Boom, boom. Punishment given. Easy clap. Like, I feel like it's that easy.
This is essentially how it happens now, right?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like this is like literally we're talking like I'm not trying to be condescending here, but I think we're saying, to me, this sounds like we are currently superiors over adults. We are adults. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, it literally happened to me the other day. I
Yeah.
was giving comms on a fucking vehicle during that fire starter shit. Quangle's on the radio, like I think I was going northbound Dutch London.
Like,
and
I
was
feel like
left
I'm
westbound
back
into
at
the
working at
canal, and he
Walmart.
got confused where I was because he didn't think I was on
Yeah.
Dutch London when I was. And he's on radio in front of everyone speaking to me like, what the fuck are these fucking shit comms? Like, what are you saying right now? And I just said, sir, be quiet, please. And then continued the comms. And it's like, does he think it's okay to speak to me like that? But at the same time, jurisdictionally, I mean, he can fucking send me out the county if he wants. So that's where it's difficult, right?
He can't disrespect high command members in other departments either.
I don't want
there needs to
any
be
flack on
respect for
Quangle
chain of
for
command,
this.
period.
This was
It's a
just
two-way
an
street.
example, right?
A two-way street. Yeah, I mean, I think quite literally what we just proposed is quite literally what we do now. Sending people off calls. I mean, that's what I think we just went in a circle. We are doing everything, well, we just need to reinforce what we already know we should be doing. With our command staff.
Communication. I do need a clarifying point. There was a couple of days ago, I thought, and forgive me if I was wrong about this, but my understanding was that we were going to, for these 37 alphas and presumably other calls as well, that we have been asking command to attach themselves as a +1 in order to monitor the GPS, provide the tracking, and watch the numbers. Not only to make sure the numbers are right, but also see if there's anybody who's like an egregious rule breaker. In addition to that they're not ghosting the call. Is that something we
should already be doing this on almost every call? I'm okay with them doing that on anything.
No, they should be. You're right.
There's and I agree with you, right? But in turn, that means if this is like a big focus area, right, that then comes to us. to make sure they're doing that, right? Because to be frank, right, there's a lot of things that people should be doing, but even command's not doing it, right? And reinforcing and making sure it's happening is going to be a big part of what is going to land on us. Am I right about that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we do we still have I don't know if it's still here. Do we have the command handbook? That's still something that we
it's in
pass
the
out.
it's in the
Somewhere.
PD master doc. Yeah.
We should look over that and make sure people are adhering to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of like,
We don't have a class to teach someone how to be command, right? That's something that's learned out in the field over time.
It is.
So reminding people what their responsibilities are is important. So I think, yes.
because
We need to remind people, command members, reinforce what their roles are.
in a way, what I'm trying to say here is they're probably like, if we were to bullet point all the things that command is responsible for doing, that list is probably like, say, 30 bullet points. And I think if we looked at that list, we'd all agree, hey, yeah, that's what they're supposed to be doing. But in order to evolve and advance, we need to focus on just 2-3 focus areas and make sure damn well that's being drilled in, that's what they're going to be doing. And eventually that becomes a normal, right? Does that, am I kind of making sense with what I'm saying there?
Well,
Right.
yes. I don't disagree with you there. Command needs to be overseeing things, and that's what they need to make sure that they're aware of is overseeing the well-being, the calls.
I hope they're
safety,
getting my point.
everything, right?
When you're training your management, can't
kinda
just be
falls
like,
into what
well,
I
you
expect
should
of
just
command.
already be doing these
that's another thing.
things.
I don't want to say that command isn't doing this.
We
but
need to, if
we're
this
trying to
is an
figure out
area
how to
that we
fix
think's
things,
at
like,
fault,
have
we
to
need
keep
2 or
every
3
factor in mind,
focus
right?
areas, because otherwise
What do you
we
mean?
will leave this room.
Like, we need to make sure that the
And the
basics are being
conversation.
done right. And some of them may well be being done right, and other aspects are failing, right? But we have to cover everything. Does that make sense?
Right. What's
Oh shit!
The 78s or are the suspects down?
Suspects down.
Click this
Where
down.
is this?
M4
Oh,
degrading
good
to
shit.
77
Another-
South Channel 3.
Have another Bravo.
well, hang on. That's not for Crane to call there.
What
What did he call?
They said suspects down. He downgraded to 77, swapping back channel 3. That's what the people on scene to call it being dropped down to 77s.
I hear he likes to constantly take over calls. That's the
I've
complaint
spoken
that I
to him
have.
about it.
Crane is very opinionated, and that is something that I have acknowledged. That's going to be fixed.
Right?
I actually spoke to him about it last night.
I also spoke to him yesterday about it.
Yeah.
So what's exactly being raised with him? I'm not familiar with.
He has this tendency to explain things like there's. I don't want to go too deeply into it. He has this tendency to sometimes be a little bit overbearing and explain things to people like they're 5. I don't like that type of
Be advised,
commanding.
the 2 individuals
and
possibly
this is
taken
something
hostage
that
are
I
being
need to
picked
bring
up
up to him
into a
and
green and color
try to
Jeep.
fix. Well, not try to. I mean, it's either
Brian
fix
doesn't
or-
blame him for doing that, though.
Heading northbound. No. Dumbles is primary. Just get
I didn't
Dumbles,
realize you'd spoke to
Gray,
him
and the
then,
other
Matt.
unit
What
that are
did,
down.
how
in
did
the
that conversation go?
It went well. I mean, it went well. I think it's going to take some time till he hits where he needs to be.
I think his problem is he's being deranked, and I think he's struggling to adapt to sergeant from lieutenant, is what I think, which isn't right and it isn't fair on the
No.
people around him.
Yeah.
I spoke with him about that he doesn't need to take over calls unless they are failing and fumbling, and he
Yeah.
should be enriching them.
Yeah.
Because that was a major complaint.
I do think a lot of people's view of a command position is they have to take over calls or run every situation. If someone's running a situation just fine, you should be supporting them best you can. It doesn't matter what
Right.
rank they are, what's going on. How can I help you? It doesn't matter, right? It's when there's a problem, that's when commands,
Yes.
Mhm.
or if it's an extremely large scale situation that just needs more heads involved. that's when they should be stepping in and taking over, or co-leading it with them if they need to.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah, I
that's definitely
agree.
something I've seen.
He has an
Command
issue
should
with
be-
constantly taking it over, though. I had complaints when he was in shift 2 before he disappeared
Mhm.
again. Now that he's back and he's in shift 1 a lot, I am constantly hearing him on calls. I know he wasn't the primary on, and somehow he ends up being the voice. And somebody asks a question, he talks over who's trying to answer and explains it to them.
Listen,
He is the know all be all, and I think people are getting annoyed by it.
I promise you, it is noted, and I've been seeing it myself. It's something that I'm personally unhappy with too. And like I said, we will try and fix it. If we can't, I will take his rank from him. Trust, like, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring it, because we're not.
I mean, I didn't bring it to you because I figured it would get there eventually. I mean, especially if you've not
No.
worked with him before or
I-
much, or
You
it's been a
should feel
while.
like you should bring it to us. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, I just hadn't yet because he's been around a lot lately during this shift, so it's kind of seen and heard. And nothing's been said to me like the last couple of days. Again, this was a huge issue in shift 2, probably a month or so ago. And I'm noticing it was back, and so I was kind of focused in on it on a few calls we did the last week or so, and I'm like, ooh. I just, the biggest thing is you're not giving people a chance to like be a lead or be a primary and show what they have and show that they're capable. When you're constantly taking over for them, they're not able to do what they can do, right? That's my issue with that.
Not only that, part of like becoming a good scene lead or a good command member or senior, for example, the biggest way to learn is from the mistakes that you make. And sometimes people have to make those mistakes to learn where they went wrong. And we can't baby them into not make, like, it's hard to say because obviously we shouldn't let them make mistakes, but it's hard to, we shouldn't be babying people. Like, we should be trusting their judgment unless it is absolutely critical and like they're doing something that's going to end up with someone fucking dying or like jeopardizing the safety of people. That's when we should really like take the reins. But we should have faith in people and allow them to at least see out what they're doing, right? I fully agree with it.
Yeah, that was something that we spoke with him because I got a few complaints in shift 1, so I went and spoke to him directly about it and just basically said that our vision, which we wrote down, was them to monitor and to basically enrich them to take control, and so that we don't have to leave every scene. And he said he understood. I don't know if it's changed, so I'll keep an eye out for that. The other thing is that a major complaint that was coming back to me was command members taking over scenes, but then not actually taking them. So what they were saying was that command members will come on and they will then start issuing orders, but then they'll go, well, it's not my scene.
Yeah.
What needs to happen is that specific person needs to be addressed. A command member, right?
I'm addressing him, but they said in general, a lot of command members will come on radio, will take over. Command plus, I'm saying, will take over, but then will not actually take over. They'll then go, oh, but I'm not lead.
Yeah,
I think McQuillan.
McQuillan said this to me in night last night, where like command were making critical decisions on a scene, and then that critical decision was leading to another situation, and then they were wiping their hands with it and making the lead.
Yeah, I think it's important to have specific examples and names. Definitely.
I do. Actually, McQuillan told me he spoke to you about this, and you knew who it was and what happened.
Spoke to me about it.
No, Stevie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was it?
He didn't like that there was command members on the big scene.
Who were the members?
Well, one of them was Knight.
I was gonna say, I bet it was Brian Knight because the whole land air one, blah blah.
Oh, that whole shit.
Yeah.
Listen, I listen. That was a fucking shit.
Let's air it out.
Yeah, go ahead. Explain what happened.
He just basically said that he was happy to make those decisions, but if he was going to get overruled, then could the command member take over completely and make all the decisions? Like, instead of just like telling him what to do.
What was he overruled for? I'm not.
Yeah,
unaware.
I'm very confused about that. If that was an example,
not overruled. Sorry, he said that. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. It's been a long day.
Yeah, who was
I'm about to crash out.
Know?
So the scene in which all these fucking dumb fucks left all the evidence on the ground and didn't do anything along the way, that made me come down to Mission Row PD and collect all that shit myself because they left it here. they could. Oh my lord, Jesus fucking Christ!
Wait, Maxwell, when I heard that people didn't collect anything from the roof until you did, I nearly fucking blew myself up again. Like, I nearly rang up the fire starters and said, this time can you plant 2 bombs underneath me and light them both off at the same time?
Oh my
I was
god!
so fucking pissed that like, why the fuck? I don't want to crash out, but why did I'm gonna say this calmly? Sorry, let me calm down.
Why the fuck do people feel like they need to be fucking micromanaged to do basic fucking shit?
It makes
You're
me
not
so...
a fucking robot.
Wait, calm down, now. I'm gonna try to be
all right,
as you keep saying, positive vibes here.
I'm calm now. I'm surprised that pussy didn't bring up that example.
I'm shocked too. It makes me very upset, Maxwell, that you are the one 4 hours later who had to go and get evidence from literally the pinnacle of the whole situation. And I was trying to give people like the benefit of the doubt, or I was trying to like figure out excuses for people, and I literally couldn't. I did not a single person on the 40 officers and deputies on duty have the tiny bit of initiative to think 2 bombs went off on those buildings. Maybe there's evidence. It blows my mind. Like, I can't comprehend it. I can't.
I'm actually more pissed.
Fuck you were there, Max. Like, you literally saved fucking everything.
How the fuck are we supposed to, like, if that was the fucking example with all that fucking shit, like, I don't understand. We gave him fucking command. I don't get it. This wasn't a scripted scene. Like, this should be obvious. These things are fucking shit shows. Oh my fucking god!
People want to chase. That's the answer.
Lord,
is
have mercy.
The people that were injured, people that got blown up. There may have been a couple Bravos, but at the end of the day, people want to chase. They want to drive the fast cars. They want to.
Oh, that is so disappointing.
But,
out of all the
I'm like, this
fucking
report is
shit.
so empty.
Oh god!
Before I went to bed, I looked. There was one statement. I don't remember who it was. I'd have to think. Oh, it was not even. It was Leone's
Bro, how
statement
are people
that we
such
one of the
rats?
victims
How do you
got
fix
blown up
that?
and was left handcuffed in the hospital. It was her statement, and I think maybe
that's the example. That is fucking full blown retarded.
And me and Knight were talking, and I'm like, I'm so freaking tired. And I said, did you think anybody went on the buildings and got evidence? And he's like, well, I don't know. And I said, well, can you fly? Because I need to get over there. Because I just had to check before I went to bed, because I was like, I don't feel like I remember hearing anybody say we collected evidence, or I didn't see photos. I didn't see anything. I'm so glad we went back.
And honestly, Maxwell, you're my fucking hero. Like, thank fuck you did. And I'm gonna give you guys an analogy on this situation that I gave Knight. The way that I see this, and you saying that people are just waiting for the end result, which I guess in this scenario was the 78. It's like the people who like to drive fast and go to 78s, because there is some, and that's fine, and
Lord
we need those
have
people.
mercy.
But if they don't do the in-between bit of collecting evidence,
bro,
all they are doing is selfishly taking
insane.
away from the officers who do want to dive into a report, do want to investigate, and do want to do that work. And trust me, let's put it into like an opposite perspective. Imagine if those detectives said on the rate, like, if those detectives who did want the evidence said to these PRT unit, hey, you ain't driving that penumbra, go get in a tour, and stop them from doing what they want to do, it would be fucking chaos. But because the drive fast, go to 78s people are doing it in a different way, it's still the same shit. They are stopping the people who love investigations from doing their fucking job, and it's not right. It is not right.
Yeah.
And look how much is coming out of this. There's almost 100 photos of evidence in there.
Exactly.
There's
Oh my God,
subpoenas, there's like bank statement, like much.
But do you know what makes me even more angry? That there's 100 photos and all that evidence. It shows that people did take fucking photos, and people do have good statements, and they just couldn't be asked to upload the photos or do a fucking statement. It pisses me off even more that they did it after we asked them.
Well, we had to threaten to send them off duty.
Oh my God.
We had to do.
Oh my Lord. I still we spent till the fucking brink of the morning looking for all that fucking evidence. That's the shit that fucking pisses me off.
Every building.
I'm going to be honest with you.
In the ocean. Okay?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have a very serious talk with him, because That is fucking crazy.
Wait, what do you? No. I think we're getting a lot of things misconstrued here. I think we need to back up a bit because he wasn't in charge when the bombs are going off. That wasn't him.
Wait, who wasn't?
You were leading Knight.
No, yeah, Knight was the. So basically, what happened was, I arrived on the scene with Wade. Wade said that he was very nervous, couldn't make a decision on a situation like this, and was unsure what call to make. So I rang up Knight.
Just excuse me a moment.
So I rang up Knight. This isn't a bad thing about Wade, by the way. It was a very fucking horrible situation. Like it was hard to lead. So I rang up Knight, who was the third person.
It means
there.
they can't do basic like
situation.
That is crazy.
To which point Knight then took over the call and led it all up until I blew up.
Until they jumped off.
I don't remember anything after I blew up, but he was leading it until then.
That is exactly it. Yep. He was handed over scene command as soon as they jumped off because they had visuals. Air 1 did.
Yep. Oh, Air 1.
After which there was a 911. So I'm going to be very blunt here. To even hear that is actually like a level of degeneracy I don't even know, because like he knows this.
Well,
that call broke off.
McQuillan was last to get lead at that scene.
At what point?
Literally, he was the last person because I went with him. He wasn't leading, and he was asked to go get the Air 2.
Oh yeah, because
he was the very last person, to be given any lead, and he was very confused about what to do. And then Brian suggested something, and he was like, "Brian, should we go with this?" And you said, "Well, I'm not lead," and he just felt that he had no support. That's what his feedback was.
Well,
he needs to not be a pussy and bring it up, though. You know what I mean?
Well, he did. He brought it to me.
Yeah, but what's crazy is
we spoke with him yesterday,
and I said, "Okay, who did this?" He was like, "Oh, I feel uncomfortable saying speak to Stevie." So he brought a complaint about Knight to Knight. What the fuck?
In which we went through the scenario completely.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I was expecting you to realize that you said that.
But there would be no realization.
I
because
remember hearing you say, "I'm not lead." Who the hell else would have led?
I didn't have lead since the Mission Row PD.
Nobody knew what to do.
Like, I mean, how the fuck how would I be leading from inside the fucking garage? You know what I mean?
Right, but can we rewind back to?
Listen, I'm gonna be real. Listen, he did some shit happen. He's looking for a fucking excuse.
He's not, because again, that's not fair, because he's spoken with me and that's the really big realization, because he's not. He literally went through the entire scene again with me and was like, "I know what I did wrong. I know what it went wrong." He was just feeling a bit like he'd been given an impossible task, and he was like, my command didn't have my back. I was like, we did. We were there. We were listening.
What the fuck? Yeah, but here's the thing, Stevie, right? Like, okay, fair point, but he needs to be able to be direct when he's got an issue. Otherwise, that's like a massive communication issue, because what he is very incorrect about is the lead was moved to the Air 1 unit because they're the only ones who would have been able to follow the air gliders, right? And then the scene ended and kicked back off with a 911 when the scene was code 4. It kicked back off, right? So he's so at the very minimum, he's misinformed as to what had transpired, right? So
unlikely, yeah.
Yeah. So by not communicating these concerns, how is he to get, proper guidance, right?
If you had the information.
Well, that's why I'm asking to rewind.
Yeah,
who had the information? Who got the phone call of anything happening? Wasn't it McNulty?
No. So what happened was me, Wade, and McNulty arrived. Like, we were first on the radio, first on the scene. There was a big bank truck cleanup, I think, going on a different channel or some shit.
Why is he playing? Why is he playing telephone?
Went to the roof of Mace Tower. I got my camera out, started checking it out.
What is this fucking kindergarten?
Then McNulty heard on the radio, Gravy said, like, "I've got 2 guns pointed at me. We're being held hostage, all this shit." And then I think they like anonymously sent a radio frequency. McNulty then got on that radio frequency, and she was with Maeve. And then Maeve was relaying the information that the fire starters were giving to McNulty over the radio. That's when McNulty said, we have to make a decision. Do we save the cops, save the civilians? That's when Wade, understandably so, by the way, I don't think anything negative of this because it was it was a bad situation, said, I don't know what to do. I can't lead this. I said, that's fine. Calm down. Don't worry. That's when I rang Knight and passed it on to him. So that's like the lead up to it.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know he'd spoken to you guys and hadn't been up front with you guys, which is frustrating.
Yeah, no, that's why. Like,
it was real weird. Like, he came up to us. He was like, hey, Knight, can I have a conversation? And we stood there and like, the problem is as well, we were telling him how much of a good fucking job he's doing recently because he has been.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but I've just been really struggling with this, command doing this. I don't know what to do. It's really frustrating me. It's pissed me off. I was like, okay, can you name the command? He was like, can you speak to Stevie about it? Because I already told her the details.
Oh, my
And then
Lord.
the conversation carried on for like 20 minutes.
So that was a mix. That was also,
And the weird thing is, Knight and McQuillan were getting on like a fucking house on fire.
Yeah,
This whole
that's why I'm
conversation.
fucking mind-fucked.
They were basically sucking each other's fucking dicks. That's why I'm
that was a good.
Okay.
That's why I'm very confused by
Rewind
this.
Rewind a little bit. You asked for one of them. There was more than one. You asked me for one. You asked me some examples. I gave you the first one, which was Knight. The second one was Crane. There's multiple examples. Both have been addressed.
I think I'm very confused. All right. Well, anyways, I'll have a chat with him later. Try to see what's going on. Rolling back to the main point here, right? If someone's taking lead and they need to take lead, I think they need to call it very straight up. Because, like, I mean...
So, Arnold, did you have lead and then you went to defuse the bomb because you said Wade didn't want to deal with it?
No.
I'm, like, actually mind-fucked.
So I was with Wade at the time.
I am
Wade was reading the
mind-fucked.
situation. Wade didn't know how to handle it correctly. And to be honest,
Knight's thinking this motherfucker crashed his helicopter and looking for an escape route. That's what that sounds like. You know what I mean?
Where we don't know what to do. And I'll be honest, I didn't fucking know what to do either. Like, I'll hold my hands up.
I agree.
So I rang up Knight because I knew that he would make a decision and I knew that he was on
I don't know
scene.
how.
And
like, literally, you would have to have been not paying attention to radio for 30 minutes.
Knight took over. Then I got blown up by a fucking bomb, and that's all I remember.
Yep.
So
and then lead was passed over
lead
the moment individuals flew off the roof with the paragliders. So
who did you pass lead to?
It was whoever was in Air 1 following the paraglider, right?
Would that be, who was?
Because we were at that point. And this is shit that pissed me off because this is literally like motherfuckers should not need robotic micro instructions, right?
That means you must have passed it on to either Ventura or Quango.
Yeah,
in Quango's statement, he was chasing the boat in the plane,
right?
But
let's kind of like there's some very important points here, right? Is we're dealing with a scenario that is not scripted, and what I mean by scripted is like, you know, it's not an S plus boost. It's not a jewelry store. You're not just like, okay, fucking no spike strips, just chase the thing until they start shooting us. You know what I mean? We have multiple scenes, right? We have the scene at the casino that you're dealing with, Maxwell. We got the 2 bombs, right, in 2 different buildings. We got Air 1. We got nobody on fucking radio that's willing to step up other than the sheriff to defuse something. We got officers who are leaving evidence on the ground, are instructed to bring it to Mission Row in order to move it out. We have to do it ourselves. The moment these guys jump out jump on the paragliders, the only people that can know what to do is the ones that can maintain visual. Mm-hmm. After that scene ended, because we had lost them over in Fort Zancudo, because I was on fucking ATC. And those that were in the air are the only ones that can provide communication, right? That scene ends, the 911 comes in, and our goal was to apprehend, what do you call it? what was his name? Miguel Almerian, right? And so that entire scenario that's been very fluid, I don't like kind of the where my mind's getting blown is like, are we dealing with like, do people really need that much level of micro instruction as to like what needs to take place? You know what the target is, right? Like what's needed at that point? You know what I mean? I don't know. This feels like a lot of dealing with dumb fuckery, to be honest.
Well, no, I think a big thing on that situation as well that was brought up that I think that has happened is that McCullen did bring up that he felt like he couldn't, and I don't know where this mindset has come from, but I have been seeing more, is that they couldn't negotiate with them and pull out. So he felt like he had to send it all in because he felt that if he tried to pull out, people would have got upset with him for like caving. And I don't know if that's what we're standing with, but I'm on his side on that because that was an impossible situation to be in. And I'm kind of thinking those situations we should have pulled out.
Yeah, but you don't act like a fucking child and look for a fucking excuse for fucking up.
Say that he had like bowed down.